Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tanya. This is my daughter Savannah. She's 16 years old and right now we are on our way to the doctor's office. I'm going to start a new series on my channel about mental health. Savannah is currently on her way to a therapy appointment. It's not a doctor appointment. We've said in other videos before, we both suffer from anxiety and OCD, and we're both on medication for it. Savannah is going to therapy to help with her anxiety and OCD. This one is going to be very different. It's not her first therapy she's ever gone to in her life, but it's the first one that she's going to with this brand new therapist. So it's a brand new experience. Her old therapist left that office, so this is going to be brand new. I'll go ahead and let Savannah tell you about how she's feeling.
So we're basically documenting my mental health journey. You can ask her. I've been out of therapy since like the end of July, and all I've done literally like every single day since, I've just been whining, complaining, and begging to go back because I just miss therapy so much, and I don't know why. My dad thinks I just rely on it too much, but I feel like I can't function without it, because the difference between therapy and like talking to a friend or a family member is that therapists can validate you and they're an outside perspective, and it's like they don't know your life. Like, they don't know you personally, and they don't know anyone you know. It's like oh my god, the
non-biased.
Yeah, it's a judgment-free zone, basically.
Right.
So I really like it, and if I am ever like thinking about stuff that sucks, it's good to talk to a therapist about that. And if you watch Colleen vlogs, she talks about her therapy experience a lot, which I definitely agree with her on things that she says. Like, whenever you talk about it a lot, at first it can be hard if you're thinking about going to therapy, because you do have to dig up things that you may not even have been thinking about that much, and so it can make it worse a little bit because you're bringing all your pain to the surface.
Not only that, but if you're going to therapy for anxiety, some people might get super anxious or panicky going to see a therapist for the first time. But I think that in her case, it's very different. Even though she has anxiety, she's so excited to go see a therapist. She really loves it.
Like, I get nervous about how it's gonna work. Like, what am I gonna say? Am I gonna be awkward? But I don't know. I just really like going to a therapist. It's also like, I don't know what it is. In my mind, therapy is this great thing because, like, if you're just, for instance, if you're just on medication alone can't like fix your problems. Nothing can, but therapy definitely mixed with medication helps a lot.
Yeah, and she has said this before, but she loves it when a therapist gives her homework to do, because when she does the homework, it really truly helps her. The homework that they give you is for a reason, and Savannah loves it because it works for her. She likes being given something to do.
But I've improved a lot because the last therapist I've had wasn't experienced with like OCD and stuff. She did research on it for me and stuff, but I think even if they're not giving you some eye-opening advice, me personally, possibly because I have OCD and stuff, I like talking about my feelings because it helps me organize my thoughts in my life more. And when my thoughts are sitting on my mind all day, I like panic and stuff. And then if I talk about it to a family member, it makes it worse, in my opinion, lately. I don't know why. I hate opening up to family lately, because when I do that, I feel worse for some reason.
I think it's just because if you talk to your parents about something, you deep down kind of already know what we're going to say. And even if I said the same thing as a therapist said, you're a teenager, and teenagers just do that. They just don't care. They'll take the advice of a stranger over their parent because it's their parent.
But like, we kind of subconsciously do that, though. I don't even do that on purpose, really.
Yeah, I swear, everybody your age does it. It's a thing.
They treat you like an equal, too. Like, they just treat you like another adult. So it's not like they're talking down on you or saying, like, you're just a teenager. And also, if you've never been to therapy before, it's not like the movies or TV shows. It's not like, and how does that make you feel?
Right.
And
it's not like that.
What does that feel like? and
that is
it seems that
horrible representation.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. And therapists also aren't like emotionless and scary. They're human and they act human too. They're not like super professional and weird.
And the good ones are not going to compare what you say to something personal to them.
Yeah.
If you have a therapist that does that, run away. Find a new therapist.
Yeah.
That's not good. They should not be comparing anything. Because it should be all about you in those moments.
Should be validating you.
Right.
And also, don't think that you have to break down in tears, because for some reason I'm really bad at like crying in front of people. Like it never happens.
So like doesn't mean that you have to cry.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've never had like a mental breakdown in therapy before. I don't think any of my friends have even seen me cry. It may seem that like I know what's going on and like I'm emotionless about it and I have everything figured out, but it does actually help me talking, even though I don't like break down in tears. You can hold it.
Savannah also doesn't like to cry even in front of us. I'm sorry for this lighting, guys. She doesn't even
Makes
cry.
me feel worse.
Yeah. She won't cry in front of us either.
And lately, it's not even just that I don't like to. This is a problem that I might start talking to my therapist about. Lately, I've been having an issue crying at all. Like, I don't know what it is, but every time I feel like I'm about to cry or I want to cry, I just can't. Like, emotionally numb. Except for when I've been confronted, like the other night my mom confronted me and stuff. I haven't actually cried in like months.
Yeah.
Which is weird. It's just so weird when you want to cry, when you're like in the shower, right? And you're in your thoughts and you're feeling really upset and you want to release it by crying, and then you just can't. It sucks.
Anyway, we are here at the doctor's office. We have a little while before we have to go in, but I thought that we would just do this opening here to let you know that this is going to be a new series on my channel. If you're interested in mental health, I think that you should continue watching these videos to see Savannah's journey at this new with this new therapist. And Savannah is a pretty open book. She doesn't try to hide her mental illness, because we both feel like it's really important to talk about these things with other people so they don't feel ashamed of something that they feel or something that they do, and get educated. Even if you don't suffer with mental health or know anyone with it, this can educate you for the future, because guaranteed you're going to know somebody in the future with this sort of problem, because it's not rare. It's more common than you think.
It's easy to misunderstand.
So you'll learn a lot. Savannah is really open about her therapy. She may not go down deep and talk to you all about like the deepest parts of it with you guys, but she will tell you a lot about her appointments and how they go. So stay tuned for all of that, and we will actually come back after her appointment today in about an hour, and she'll let you know how her first appointment goes with this new therapist. We'll be back after the appointment. Okay, we just came out of the therapy appointment. I say we because I was also in the room with her for this very first visit most of the time. But Savannah can give an update now on what she thinks of this new therapist and going back to therapy after it's been so long.
I think it's good to get someone new, especially because like when you get someone new, you're not repeating with the same person over and over. So like it's like a different experience, so you can be more refreshed, I guess. I like her so far. I think she's more serious in a way.
The
like
last one.
Yeah. More like logically thinking about things, I guess, if that makes sense.
That's a better way to put it. She's not a serious
She's more
person.
logical about things.
Right. She's laid back and funny and, all nice and all that stuff, but she does have a more logical way of thinking than the last therapist.
Yeah. I can't say I like her more than the last therapist or like her less necessarily, because I don't really know yet. It was one meeting, and I think also my last therapist was the only one I've ever had, so I didn't have anything to compare it to, and I was so used to her, and I really liked her.
Yeah.
They could just have two completely different styles of therapy.
I think that they
definitely will, I think.
do, but I think they also have big similarities. Like, she likes to give homework the same way your other one liked to give homework. And I think that's a good thing.
I don't know. There's not much to say. Like, I basically just told her everything I was going to therapy for and, like, everything going on in my mind. And then we had a couple minutes on our own after my mom left the room, and I got to just like say anything else that like maybe I didn't want to say in front of her, or just things that I might have left out.
How do you feel now, finally? Because you've been sitting at home for months, really kind of whining about, I can't wait to go to therapy again. I cannot wait to go again. And these therapists finally came to the office. It wasn't because we weren't going. It was because we were waiting on a therapist. How did it feel after all these months to finally go in there? Even if it's a brand new meeting, a brand new person, did it feel good or like take a load off to finally see someone again?
I think it feels good to like start this and just like put myself out there and meet someone, because like I think even if the therapist, I feel like it doesn't even matter how bad the therapist is. Like if I have a really terrible therapist, I think I would still benefit from it, only because going to therapy makes me feel more organized in my thoughts. I don't know what it is. It's like it just does something for me no matter how it goes, that I just feel better about.
I think it's because it's a scheduled meeting with a person that is not a friend or family member, you know.
Kind of makes me feel like I have a purpose too, because like when you're locked in the house all the time and there's not much to do, it's like better when you have something specific that's scheduled just for you that you can do, and it's like important, and you know, you take out of it a lot of the homework and the things that they're telling you to do, and you don't so much lean on always who the person is. Although the last therapist, your first therapist, I think your first therapist would always be different because that was your first. They had more of like a friendship thing, like which I liked because I felt comfortable with it. Because also things, if I were talking about something super heavy, she made it feel like I wasn't saying something super heavy and that I was just like saying something normal, which I guess felt kind of good. And also I'm glad, if you don't know, you get the choice between a male or female therapist, and everyone's different. But have I talked about this on the channel? I'm kind of scared of men, which a lot of girls kind of are.
But she didn't.
So I prefer to have a girl.
She didn't actually say that to any of us until recently. That was something new that you. I don't know if you just became afraid of them, or if it's.
I don't even like having guy teachers. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't like men very much. No, like, okay, that's another thing. It's not that I don't like men. It's like, because I think men are a lot less judgmental in a way about things like that. So that would be a lot easier. Like, it's easier to have guy friends than girlfriends, if you know what I mean.
When it comes to doctors, she just wants a female.
I would, even though I think maybe having a male would be easier and maybe easier to get along with.
Yeah. I also think that could be your age too, part of it. Like if it comes to male doctors. And I think that you're not necessarily afraid of all men. I think that there's just certain things that make you uncomfortable.
Grown men are just scary.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of rambling about things that are not about mental health anymore. So
yeah, obviously everything's not fixed. It was one meeting where she got to know everything. So
it was a get to know you meeting, but she wrote down a lot about the types of anxieties and OCDs Savannah has. So now she and trauma. So now she can figure out a way to start helping her a little bit at a time. So the next appointment is in 2 weeks. So we can update you in a new video on how that goes. It's probably going to be much better because it'll be her alone with her the whole time, and they're going to open up more and dig deeper. So this is just the first meeting and the first video of my series doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Go ahead and leave any comments below, questions. We are more than happy to answer them for you.
But we'll definitely be checking in to see how we're feeling, because lately I've been feeling really down. So we'll see if my mood improves.
Yes, I can start new vlogs if she starts having any types of things that she needs to get out, so that you can see what it's like, I guess, when she's feeling that way or whatever it is. And I don't remember if I said this earlier in the vlog, but me and her both go through this. I just don't go see a therapist for it. I also have the exact same anxiety and the exact same OCD as her. But this is just kind of a video about the therapy section of all of this, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Which also, that's another thing really quickly that I want to bring up. Even if you have parents that could be understanding about it because they go through similar things, I still recommend you see a therapist, because like for me, even talking to her isn't fulfilling.
Yeah.
And she's my mom, and so I don't always want advice from her.
That's true. But it does make both of us kind of feel better sometimes when we realize that we have an OCD in common, and then we feel not alone. Like, we feel less weird because maybe that's something we thought only we did. And when we find out we both do it, we're both like, oh, wow, you do that too? Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot of the reason why we want to make these videos too. You're not the only one. If you are going through things like this and you think you're weird because you're doing something weird, or it might seem weird to you, you're not the only one. There are millions of us out here. Me and her do strange things every day, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to end this here. Please hit the subscribe button if you have not done that yet. Hit the bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload a brand new mental health video. And hit that like button and leave me some comments and questions if you have any. And we will see you in the next mental health video. Bye.
Bye, poopies.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're
That's
new
you.
Okay. I run like that too.
That's how Dad runs.
Mm-hmm.
Like an old lady.